And welcome to day 19, moving and grooving, scary thing. We got one more day before we roll into the last third of this challenge, right? The final stretch of making sure that we are showing up the way that we want to, showing up the way that we are intending to. So we got something a little bit different here. Usually I prepare some notes, but today we're just going to speak from the heart. All right, we are still going to start off with the quote of the day. Stay positive. All other choices are pointless punishments to your mind. Stay positive. All other choices are pointless punishments to your mind. So, when I want to speak from the heart today on is when I think about this topic, right, as we continue talking about the mindset, the ability to be resilient and have this positive attitude, the main thing that really comes to mind is just the idea of people walking blind every single day. And what I mean by that is there's so much that goes on in our day to day. We cross paths with people, we're interacting with new people, we're going out, we're doing things, we're working on things. Now, imagine somebody has gone to school and they absolutely love what they go to school for, right? So 4 years later, they graduate, they get a degree, and they get their dream job. Now, maybe there's a few coworkers, maybe there's a few, bosses in there that maybe aren't the best leaders. Maybe they're not the most positive people. Maybe they're people that are just constantly always asking for things, constantly always, micromanaging, whatever it might be. Maybe making it harder to stay positive. Now, most people go into work where, hey, they made a decision to go to school for something, right? And I understand that not everybody goes to school or gets a job for the things they went to school with, but most people go to work and they have this energy, right? Like, let's look at the reality of the workforce. Most people, I don't know how many times I've said most people, all right? Most people wait until 5 p.m. They cannot wait until 5 p.m. Why? That's when their day ends. Most people live for Fridays. They live for the weekend, right? They live for the day that they don't have to wake up and go to work. So when we live for the weekend, right? When we live for the end of our day, what takes place the whole rest of our day? Do you think that we're present or do you think we're non-present? Most likely non-present. Now, if we wake up and we're dreading going into work or we're dreading having to hear from our boss or we're dreading whatever it might be, right? As we go into that day, you might miss out on the opportunity to have the most beautiful conversation with somebody if you would have just been there, if you would have just opened up, right? Because, excuse me, what happens when we're not present is we close ourselves off, right? There's a piece of us that is not there. There's a piece of us that is not authentic. There's a piece of us that is missing, right? Our body might be here, but our mind's thinking about what we're doing the weekend or how we can't wait to go home, right? And now there's so many things that might cross our path every single day that we might miss out on. Now, and as you think about this, if you're somebody in business, you know how important it is to be communicating with people, to be talking to people. Now, say you go in to get your morning coffee and you're just so not present that your face is in your phone. You're looking down at emails already. You didn't even get into work. You're replying back to people. And now there's this person that's there. And this person that's there in the coffee shop, in the grocery store, could be, could have been potentially your future husband or wife, could have been possibly your potential business partner, could have been possibly somebody that would make a great client, could possibly be somebody that's meant to be in your life that you are closing yourself off. They might just have something, right? They might just have something that is of value to you, something that could be the difference inside of who you are as a person, the difference of how you run your business. But most people, right, as you walk down the street, as you're waiting at the bus stop, as you're in the coffee shop, right, it's closing ourselves off. It's not being present. A perfect example. Hey, when your friends make plans, maybe you don't feel like you want to go, out. Maybe you're just like, oh, I hate, socializing with people. Oh, I hate, and that's okay, right? That's an opportunity for us to work on things. Some people enjoy that. Some people don't. And now when you go ahead and you close yourself off to it, like, oh, I really don't like doing this, tonight's probably going to stink, right? You set that idea in your mind. What's going to take place is you go out, you're just sitting off to the side. Maybe you're letting everybody else laugh. Maybe you're feeling like you're wasting time. But, maybe you're missing out on something that's huge for you. Maybe this was the night that you were supposed to go out and meet somebody new. Maybe this was the night where you were going to get an idea. Maybe this was the night where you could connect with somebody that, enjoys doing stuff you enjoy, right? So that you don't have to pretend you're enjoying what your friends are doing, but you could start to create a group of people that are doing the things you want to enjoy, right? That's how we really find our more authentic self. That is how we find really our true being and the people we want to be around, the things that we want to do, right? Instead of just kind of like following what the rest of our, old friends used to be doing, right? Or staying stuck because we have no other options. It's time for you to create those options. And that only comes from when we can instill a positive attitude, right? A positive attitude of, hey, I know I don't really want to go out right now, right? How do I take a deep breath? How do I meditate? How do I do some breath work before I go out? How do I set my mind to be open to the opportunity that I might enjoy this, right? Because think of how many people, and I have friends like this, where it's like, oh, we're all going bowling. We're all going to the movies. We're all going to A, B, and C, whatever the hell it might be, right? And people are just like, oh, that's not for me, I'm staying in. Oh, I'm not staying, that's not for me, I'm staying in, right? And people are just constantly shutting down options, opportunities, and it leads them to what? Staying in, maybe just laying on the couch watching TV, the same boring stuff. And I'm not here saying, hey, you got to do everything, right? But be open. Be open. When you get asked to go out, right? If you could say no to things, that's already a strength because most people can't turn down things. People have FOMO, people have comparison, people have all these insecurities that they have to go, they have to help, they have to be there, or else they're never going to get invited out. So if you could already say no, you have a superpower, right? Whether you know it or not. But for us to be just open to the idea where, hey, when you get asked something, what do you think about this? Or, hey, would you be interested in skydiving? Would you be interested in paintballing? Instead of allowing our mind to just go to that point of, nope, not for me. Nope, I'm scared of heights. How do you open up to say, you know what? Wow, like that sounds like it would probably be the coolest thing that I can ever do. But what can I maybe do first? Hey, I'm not ready for skydiving, but would you guys be down to go to this park instead? Hey, I'm not open to going out to, this crazy club. I feel like I'm just like nervous to be around that many people. Would you guys be open to going this? It's allowing you to open up, but it's more so allowing you to navigate your thoughts. And that's all the choice of choosing to be positive over negative is a choice. It's a choice of how you view setbacks. It's a choice of how you view challenges. It's a choice of how you respond to your days, to your events that are taking place, to experiences. All it is a choice. And the better we get at with questioning things, with thinking through things, is the better we get at with being able to be positive, right? If a boss asks stuff and we have a negative mindset, every time our boss engages in conversation, our mind's going to kick to that negative state of mind because we're anticipating, we're expecting for some negative thing to come out. Maybe another project, maybe another task, maybe another whatever. But when we can stay positive and it's like, damn, you know what? Like, this is going to be tough, right? My boss wants me to get this done. He wants me to get this done in 3 days, 5 days, today. And I feel like I'm swamped. It's like, how do we start to put the picture together? How do we start to put the pieces together to understand what we're truly capable of? Where you're like, damn, like I felt really good when I knocked that down. Positive. That's how you have to lead your life, right? When people scream at you for no worries, when people get on your case, that's not a problem with you. That's their own insecurities. That's the own things that they're working through. All right. Keep that in mind. So our reflection question, what can I do that is aligned with my intention of who I want to be, of how I view myself? What can I do that is aligned with my intention of who I want to be and of how I view myself, right? We got to end this video here, but how do you want to be seen? How do you want to go into your day? What is your intention? Do you want to be loving? Do you want to be caring? Do you want to be a positive influence? Think about it, reflect on it, and keep growing.